Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 3 of season 1.
Yes.
Episode 3, season 1 of LessonPix Show and Tell. And tonight's a different night, very different from our previous nights, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're going to have some new friends, some people we just met. A couple of them I had met during a training ages ago, but these are not like our ringers. These are our regular old LessonPix users who use this fabulously in their classroom.
I think they're still super users, though.
They are.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have put newbies on here, but they're not our buddies. They're not people who've been working with us for years. They are regular people who, just like you, who can use LessonPix in an awesome way. Right?
I love it. I'm very excited about today's show.
Yeah, it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
So we need to get started because we got three people sharing their work, and we're gonna kick this off with Joan. Joan is from Joan. You can turn on your camera whenever you'd like. She's from Montgomery County, Maryland. Hi, how are you?
Hi, Joan.
Hi, how are you guys?
And you're a speech path up there in the PEP
Yes, I
program.
am. I do PEP and K through 5.
Very cool. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And a variety of challenges, right? You've got everything from Artic kids to language. Do you do art AAC as well, or is that separate?
I do have a few students that use some augmentative communication. Most of my students are verbal though, but there's a few.
Okay. Well, we'd love to see what you brought to show us. We're gonna turn off our camera, but we'll leave our mic on so we can comment and taunt and heckle. But you've got the floor. Let us see what you got.
Okay, the first thing I have is a Go Talk 9 that I'd like to use with some of my students who are nonverbal or have limited verbal language. And this one I made to go with a toy that makes music or sounds when you put the animals in it. So they have to make requests for what they want to hear or what animal they want to put in it. But I can also use it for me to ask them to give me certain animals. So it's really motivating for them because not only does the toy make sounds, but the Go Talk does too, and it helps them learn some models.
Very cool. And that's a great use. We use the Go Talks for things like Go Fish and things where you're not trying to do a full communication system, but it's great for involving a kid in a game and things like that, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. It's kind of like a mini lesson for concepts. Sometimes we'll do colors or different things too.
Awesome.
So yeah, I like it that way. Another thing I like is you have a whole section with figurative language and idioms. So I like to print out the idioms, and then my students have a bunch of these, and then they have another set that is just what the actual meaning is. And so they have a sorting activity that they have to do to match the idioms to their actual meaning.
Perfect. Yeah.
And also, with some of the older kids, I made a idiom bingo game where the calling cards are what the idiom means, and they have to figure out if they have that actual idiom on their bingo sheet.
You're a fan of the idioms.
It's important with the older students. There's so much information they miss because they don't get those subtleties, or they hear it but they don't understand it.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
And especially like some of our higher functioning autism children are very literal, and so it's trying to teach them not to be so literal. Or some of the students I work with that have Down syndrome also have a hard time with that. I love to make card games. My Artic students and some of my language students, I made a bunch of cards with like locations, and then we take a smaller card and they have to try and find the like if it's mouse and they're working on S, they have to find which picture it's under, and it makes them practice sentences. It also makes them ask questions like, is your mouse here, and things like that. So that's another thing I really like, all the different pictures you have for Artic, but you can also use them to make phrases with verbs or location words. Another thing is you have a lot of pictures with different sizes, so you can work on concepts of sizes, and they have to listen and use their dot markers or even the clapper chips to cover the picture that you're describing, and following the directions for that. And again, because you have all these different colors, they have to make sure they're listening for what color shirt or what color ball or what color shoes.
Yep.
And I love your multiple choice. I like this for answering why questions or who questions. We have a unit that's all on community helpers. So I have a bunch of cards that are like who sells cakes and pies, or who puts out fires, and they have the choices. It's also good when you have a book and then you want to review with the questions. I like your semantic maps. This one, kids love Velcro. They love pulling it off and putting it on. But this one, it has all the items and they have to figure out the category. So that's fun for them.
And you just put a blank picture in there, right, to make the first one.
The middle one is blank, right? And then all the ones around the side were filled in.
Yeah,
and then of course you can do the opposite. I do this with some of the kids too. It's where they have the category, so it's farm animals, and then they have to figure out what pictures would go here.
And if any of you are having trouble like with blanks, you can always search for the word blank, and you will
That's what I
find
do.
a blank picture, and you can drag it wherever you'd like it.
Yeah, and then you just make sure you take the word blank out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, then you can just make from your picture cards any of the animals or things you need to fill in those semantic maps. Another thing, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Another thing I liked is your spinners. These are fun. I laminate them, and sometimes they'll have different artic words, and they'll have to spin and maybe use 2 or 3 words in a sentence. Sometimes it's for following directions, so they spin and they have to follow the directions, whether it's clapping their hands or stomping their feet,
I like
to
how
teach
well
them
they
actions.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
they're laminated.
When you laminate them, they slide well. What do you use for the center there? Is it one of those gold
There's brats.
Threads. Yeah.
brads?
Those little brats.
Yeah.
What I do is I pull it up. The other trick with these I found is to punch holes in them before you laminate them. And then it makes it easy to punch the hole in later.
Yeah.
And with the pictures, I actually kind of fold them before I hole punch them, because it's really hard to get any kind of hole punch in the center.
Gotcha. Yep.
The little tricks.
It is the little things that help
Yeah,
tremendously.
Absolutely.
So those are most of the things I have. I mean, some of the other things I think other people have shown you where you can, make with the different themed mats and things you had, where you have the fish and then you can put a picture in it and then they can go fishing. Or I liked where you had seasonal things you've been adding, like the pumpkins, and they could have the pumpkins around their words, or they could have a big one with a pumpkin in the corner and they're doing the dots, markers. And
We
the
just
gingerbread.
added a new one, popsicles.
Cool.
And
Good.
they have the sticks on them, but hopefully they're the right size that you could just cut the sticks off and glue them to popsicle sticks and
Right.
That would be
practice
cute.
Yep.
Yeah.
speaking your L words.
Very, very cool.
Pretend.
Well, I appreciate you sharing it, and just so people know, you're from Montgomery County, Maryland, which is one of my favorite districts. It is actually our largest single account, which is wonderful. It's why there are actually 2 of you here from Montgomery tonight. And everybody in Montgomery has, not everybody, a huge portion of your teachers have access to LessonPix. In fact, more than are using it have access to it. All the PEP program, the speech paths.
Pre-K.
Yeah, and children and toddlers. I forget what the name.
Infants and toddlers.
Infants and toddlers. So we love Montgomery. I'll go up there and do trainings for everybody at once. And you were at my training and got to learn this stuff.
And there are a lot of people who have made even more clever things in Montgomery County. So, if you get a chance to reach out, because we did an in-service where people came in and shared their stuff that they made from LessonPix, and they tried to show like how they made the stuff, but it was so many that it was like, okay, I can't even keep it all.
Obviously you picked up enough that you're rocking, so you're doing awesome.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I think that's the point of this show and tell, because not everybody does that, where
Right.
they can sit and
Yep.
share their ideas. So thank you so much that you
Yeah.
came on today and to show us.
Yeah, we're all good. Thank you
for
very
inviting
much.
me. Thank
I
you
think
for
we're going to go
inviting
to the next Montgomery person next, correct?
I-
Amanda's next. Is she ready? Amanda, are you ready? Maybe? We can go to Becky. Hi,
Yes.
Amanda. How are you?
Sorry that took so long.
Okay.
I'm good. How are you?
And Amanda is also in Montgomery County, but you are a sped teacher, correct?
Yes, I teach preschool special ed.
Excellent. And you were in the PEP program as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. So I'm going to go ahead and give you the full screen and let you. There you go, and you can show off a little bit. We'll be here to comment and harass.
Perfect. So pretty much I use LessonPix to adapt most of my books. So I brought in like an example. So one of my favorite books is Your Mama a Llama. But the visuals in this book are so overwhelming for most of my students. Like, it's a lot to handle. So I always just adapt them, and I use the new feature that they put in a couple months ago, the symbol builder. It's really awesome. So I can create my own symbols and put my pictures together here. So here what I normally do is sometimes I can use a one-page picture, but I normally plug into Word. I copy and paste or just drag things over. It's pretty easy. So like, is your mama a llama? I asked my friend Dave. I just use the symbol maker here, and really simple, just using the one-page picture for no, pretty much there. So yeah, it's really awesome. Like, this was also part of the symbol maker. You can use the background, and I put it in the back here. And that's why I really like it.
Can we go back? I want to see that.
Okay.
I want to see the background.
So yeah, I just
look.
You hung a bat from it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank
so much
you.
fun.
And so then I have printouts of all the pictures. This is also just the one-page pictures. So my kids are matching in a field of one, very simple stuff, just to really simplify the book and make it really easy to understand.
That's awesome. Yeah. And so just so you, I know that there's a feature that you're not aware. We just talked about this beforehand. So one of the things that Amanda is doing is she is creating things that are truly custom, right? They don't fit in any of our templates, and people do that a lot. We encourage that. We are not, we intentionally don't use proprietary formats. So all of our pictures you can copy and paste. You can export into PNG, which is probably the best format for you guys to use. But we have plugins now. One is out, and the other, I will let slip. The Google Docs plugin is just waiting for approval. It is working and tested. So that should be as soon as we can get it approved. But let me go ahead and share something real quick. I'm going to share my screen and kind of show you guys what this looks like. This is what our Word plugin looks like. And you go into the store in Microsoft. You go into their add-on store. And once you've added it, it will put LessonPix symbols right here on the right-hand side. So if I click here on this add fuel to the fire, it will drop it right into the document. And then you can make it, they did Apple the eye. I'm in a video, it's not live. But you'll see that you can make text wrap around it, you can rotate it, and things like that. You can make it look like any of the adaptations that they have that are built in as well. So all of these put the 36,000 symbols of LessonPix right into Microsoft Word. So if you're making something custom, that's worth trying. So if you go to LessonPix and search for it, or just go to Google and search for LessonPix Office app, and it will show you exactly how to install it. There's no additional cost for that, and it gives you full access to all our pictures from right within Microsoft Word. In the very near future, as soon as I can get it approved, the exact same functionality will be in Google Docs, Google Slides. Those two will be approved first, and then ideally Forms and Sheets will come afterwards. So that's good. Yes.
Very cool. Now Amanda has done this in different ways, though.
Yeah, Amanda, you've worked around your limitations by copying and pasting into Word.
Yeah. But I'm really excited about this plugin thing because I completely forgot about it earlier.
It's all good. And listen, it wasn't that hard with doing the copy and pasting, right?
Yeah, it really wasn't. You can use it, like a lot of my coworkers use PowerPoint with it, and it's really easy. You can even save pictures as like onto their desktop and just transfer it on really quickly.
Very cool. So let me get rid of my screen. Is there anything else you'd like to show us?
Oh yeah, sure. I have one more thing. So a lot of my coworkers use Boardmaker, which is totally, wait, where did I just put that book? Oh, it's over here. So you can still use LessonPix as with kind of like more as a Boardmaker feel. So here I've adapted the book, How Do Dinosaurs Get Well Soon? And I just took pictures from a YouTube video of the actual book. And on the bottom I have this is actually just picture cards from LessonPix. You just load it into the tray in order. You can reorder it on the grid layout really easily. And I just really like the visuals a lot better with LessonPix. It's like, so here it says like, what if a dinosaur gets the flu? Does he cry in between each tattoo? And all my kiddos will say like the yes or no picture on the top. So I really like this feature a lot too.
When you put that in, right, so you generated a PDF file, and then you moved it into Word to marry it with the other big picture, correct?
Yes.
And so did you do that by using the Word import PDF, or did you screenshot it, or how did you do it?
I just screenshotted the picture cards and put it in. It was really easy.
Yep. No, that'll absolutely work. The Word plugin would make it easier for you, but yes.
I know. Now that I know about it, I'm definitely going to use that. So yeah, those are some of the books that I've adapted. I just really, really like the symbol maker because this is actually something I made today. We're doing some like gross motor activities because it's preschool. We're always outside. And so like we're doing a sponge relay. And here I was able to make some new symbols that you guys didn't have because a sponge relay is pretty hard to find pictures about. So here it says like we have wait your turn, hold the sponge. So it has the hand here, run to the water bucket. So the symbol I completely created myself. And then like put the sponge in the bucket.
Awesome, right?
Look at that.
So I'm a huge fan of the symbol builder and everything like that. It's really
cool. It's addictive. It's so much fun.
It is. Yeah. It is a lot of fun. I'm gonna go ahead and show something while we're here, because last night Teresa meant to show something and she didn't. Okay. And so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen again. You'll like this, I promise, because you're a symbol builder person.
Yeah.
All right, so here I'm in LessonPix, and I'm in the symbol builder. So I went here, I clicked on symbol builder, and so your tray will show up here. You can also do a search, right? So you can do, I don't know, maybe that I don't know, let's do a bear. So I'll take a picture of I don't know, a bear. Okay, if I want to add on to this, I can move them around. I can put another picture in here. You know that we have these common ones. I saw you were using the arrows, right? Yeah. I saw you did this earlier, right? Mm-hmm. And you can do the rotate and the move and the resize stuff. In addition, if you go into search, you might want to check out, there is actually a category called stickers. And these are, Teresa would like us to make this a separate tab. I don't know if we will or not. We might.
It's worth talking
about. We might, but if you click on stickers, there's actually a category called sticker add-ons that are intentionally made to put on top of other materials. So
or photos.
Yeah, so if you wanted to put a hat on the bear, right, you can drop the hat, flip it, resize it, put it in the bear, on top of the bear, right? Whatever you want to do, if you want to give them a bow tie and things like that, all of these are things you would put on people and photographs, like ears, like elf ears, big old eyeballs, what looked like, what's a potato, Mr. Potato Head pieces.
Potato Head pieces.
All of these are in here so that you can then take a picture. Well, here, I think I have a picture of Allie, right? But I don't.
You don't.
I have a picture of you.
You're in a demo account.
I am. I'm in a demo account. Well, let me just go over here and grab one. So I'm going to go down here. I'll grab somebody who was nice enough to let me take their picture at a conference, and go in my tray, drag him over here. So here's a photograph that I added. And if I want to give him ears and things like that, I can go in here, search for stickers, and now all of these stickers are meant for putting on top of him. I can give him big old ears, right? Like antlers. Things like that. All of these are just kind of fun things that a lot of people don't realize we have in here. But it seems to me like you'd use this, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So I thought I'd share it while we were in here. If you haven't seen this section, it's probably worth doing. We will probably add the stickers as an icon here that jumps into here soon. But you can always search for stickers. You can look for other things as well. but it is a good source of add-ons for the Symbol Builder.
Great.
Yep.
Thank
All
you.
right. So thank you for reminding me that we didn't get to that last night.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's all good. So thank you for sharing this with us, and we'll make sure that we get up to Montgomery again this year and do another round of training with the latest stuff. So we look forward to that. Probably not till August. Probably not by the end of this year, but we will do that again. Okay.
Well,
I
thanks
love how you
for having me.
I love how you shared the more advanced features. She really took it to a whole new level.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's great.
Yeah.
All right. So one more. We've got Becky from DeSoto, Mississippi. Hi, Becky. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Now you are a first year
Teacher, yes.
special ed teacher,
Yes,
K through 5 in just south of Memphis, Mississippi.
right. DeSoto County, Mississippi. Yes, sir.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you joined us, and you're going to show us another. What's that?
I said thank you for having me.
Oh, listen, we love it. Absolutely. And we're happy to have DeSoto. They're actually a relatively new client of ours, right?
Yeah, I think I'm actually in a beta group. I don't think that they've opened it up to everybody in the district yet. They were doing a test group.
Well, good. Now you can show
Oh, nice.
off, and we'll send you a link to this video, and you can share it with all your friends.
There you go.
Let me give you the spotlight here. It's all yours.
Okay, so I use LessonPix to create 3 different kinds of materials for my room. The first is just general, I have work task boxes, and so using LessonPix is a really easy way to keep those filled with activities and kind of changing up the theme of the activity as the year goes by. So I use the clothespin clips, so that's for counting, and I didn't realize that you can put letter sounds in here and do, beginning and ending sounds. So
We just did that, yeah.
Yeah, I will definitely be adding some of those before the year goes out. And then I love the puzzle matching pieces, again, for the counting. So the kids can match up the numbers to the pictures. It's a really simple activity, so they can do it independently, which is really awesome.
Yep.
And then we work a lot with patterns. I have a lot of kids working on patterns in my classroom, so I make pattern strips. And when I make them, multiple strips print out on one page, and then I just cut it all out and laminate it, and they have the little pieces, and it all goes into a box, and they can pull it all out and work on it. And then another feature I use is the core board. So when we're working on a story in my classroom, especially, it's a story that's maybe not necessarily with the curriculum, it's like a real literature book, I can make a core board to go with it. This is one I made for a book called I Will Not Eat You. And then, so as we're reading the story in my small groups, I can ask questions, and my nonverbal kids can answer using the pictures. And I even add a thumbs up and a thumbs down for yes and no.
Yep.
And then I love doing the picture cards.
Yeah.
So this is probably the feature I use the most. So this one is actually a beginning sound sort. So I use the sound finder feature to find CVC words with 3 different beginning sounds. And then, and I didn't realize you had a sorting mat until this week. I was watching another one of the presenters. And so I'll definitely start making mats to go with my sorts. But this one doesn't have a mat to go with it. But I print them out and I laminate them and I cut them out, and then the kids can use it over and over and over again. And this is one I did for nouns. So see, you can do a lot of little pictures, or you can do bigger pictures and just not have everything on the page.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's always really fun and easy. And another thing I use the picture cards for is for making schedules, or this is an incentive board for my kids. So I'll print them out on a page and cut them out and laminate them and put Velcro on the back. And then it's so fast to do it this way. Before LessonPix, I was Googling and trying to find pictures, and this is so much easier and quicker.
Now, what you have there is like a Velcro square?
Yeah.
Where did you get that?
So I think I got this at Walmart or Target. I don't remember. But I grabbed a bunch of them years ago, and it came in really handy when I started teaching to put all my Velcro stuff on that, so it keeps it visual for them.
I love it.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you. And then I also make schedule pieces. So here's an example. So it's just so basic, just to do, and then they can Velcro what they have to do. So I'll try to get in close.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Everything that that this kiddo had to do, and as he finishes a task, he takes it off and puts it on the finished side. And so this is really nice because we can fold it up and he can take it with him when he leaves my classroom, wherever he is during the day. And I actually do a lot with your schedule too. I don't think I mentioned this before, but like this is just a really quick example I made. I love the picture schedule. So this is just our morning routine, so I can hang this up in the room, but I've also used it to create visual recipes for when we cook in the classroom.
Yep.
So I have step 1, step 2, step 3, and you know, you've got really cute pictures for mix and all the different foods that we use. And I couldn't find an example. I don't know why I didn't save in my account, but I've made a couple of those, and it's really handy. And then the last thing I use LessonPix for is just creating more of my own materials. So, for example, this is a reading quiz I made because the reading curriculum I have didn't, the materials that came with it wasn't quite low enough for some of my kids. So I could create my own. I did this in not PageMaker, PowerPoint, and I could find the pictures and you can make them so small. So this is a vocabulary match, and I was able to add visuals.
I really like that.
So I love that, but I want you to show it really close for a second.
Okay.
Because I've got a story for you. You
Okay.
see the little girl on the right-hand side underneath the look at?
Yes.
So that's in our kid drawn section, and that's drawn
really?
by that is a self-portrait by Allie, my daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Is she your daughter?
Yeah, so Lori had us all draw. There is a Bill in there as well, which is my self-portrait
wow.
of myself.
And a
That's
Lori.
awesome.
There's a Lori. Of course, that looks like one of your pictures, but everybody else looks like what we would draw.
That's
So
awesome.
that's actually my daughter's drawing that we went ahead and
Yeah.
made into a symbol.
So we drew those in the first days.
Yeah,
early
2010.
days when it was free.
Oh, wow.
Ages ago.
And just to let you know, what we did was we printed them on magnetic sheets.
Yes,
And
and
everybody drew a picture of
I
themselves.
went on the
And we
fridge.
printed it for a gift for grandma for Christmas.
Yep.
Oh, how cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so she had, remember all the families were on the back of the car was huge at the time.
Yes.
Everybody had the little
remember
soccer
that.
families.
Yes.
Grandma magnetic ones for her refrigerator.
Yep. And you'll see
everybody
Julie
drew
and
their own.
Emily and Allie and Bill and Lori are all in there.
So
And we
I have
all
an
do
Allie
that.
too.
Yeah.
I
You have an
have
Allie too. There you
Yeah,
go.
So when I saw her, I use her a lot actually because I have an Allie too. So
She's got a really. Our current Allie is quite the artist. Saint Allie is now 19.
yes.
Birthday on Monday, and she's
Oh, wow.
now quite the artist, and is
Well,
not
there you
thrilled with
go.
that picture.
Yeah.
She was like, she was like 7, right? But
Did she do
yeah.
this? Well,
Allie
that's
drew that.
good.
Yeah, right.
I'm impressed. Yeah.
Anyway, that was
Anyway.
really cute that you noticed that.
Yeah, well, of course, it's Allie. So, anyways, you were
Back to
gonna
how you use
back to
that.
how you use that. Here, we'll give you
Okay.
back to the floor.
I really like how you showed very well they shrink. Really
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, I can make them all different sizes. And here's another example of a sequencing activity I made. So
Yeah.
I could just really simple sentences, and I just right click the graphic and paste it into my document, and it's super easy.
It works great.
I love it. And I love the fact that, visuals help them learn. And a lot of times people say those symbols are too small when you make them that small, but kids can see just fine. It's the adults that have the problem.
Right.
And
That's
they're
true.
right there. They just add that little extra support
Yeah.
to help
And
you.
I think it even just makes it more interesting. So it's not just a page of text. So I've got their attention a little better. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're doing great. This is your first year. You're going to be a pro.
well, thanks.
You're already teaching all of our users. You're good.
There you go.
So this is great, and I know that I think we lost Joan, and we may have lost Amanda as well,
Oh, okay.
because I know that both of them had something else to do in Maryland. But thank you for spending your evening with us, and for those
Thank
of you
you
who are
for
watching,
having me. This
thank
is
you
fun.
for joining us. Tell everybody it's fun, so they'll come on and
Yes,
and
it
not
is
be
fun.
scared of us, right? And it all works. It doesn't break.
But every little idea helps
Yeah.
somebody.
Yep.
Yeah,
We're all
I've learned a lot, so this has been a lot of fun.
Well,
Thank
we
you.
are going to do this once a week. I keep telling everybody it's going to start next Tuesday, but then I was just told I'm going to be on a plane at 7:00 next Tuesday.
Oh no.
We're going to try. We're going to figure this out. If we have to do next week on Thursday, we'll do it on Thursday or Monday or something. We'll work it out. But we're going to start doing this once a week for the rest of the year, and then next year we'll continue it. I don't know if we're going to do it all summer though.
Right.
We'll see. You guys don't care in the summer, do you?
Not so much.
Not so much. All right. Well, thank you for joining us, and to Amanda and Joan, thank you as well.
We have prizes to
We
thank
do.
our
We have
guests.
prizes. So we have 3 sponsors that have offered to help. Let me see if I can. I'm not going to be able to. We
That's
have
okay.
Cough Drop AAC, which is a great AAC program for those who have to pay for it themselves and don't have $7,000. It's a great program, and if you'd like a license for that, we can get it.
It's
Okay.
by a dad,
Founded by a dad whose daughter has Rett syndrome.
and it is a great program. Works on multiple platforms.
Works everywhere.
And
And so
Okay.
we have that. We have a gift certificate from Stacy's Sensory Solutions,
Oh, great.
which is awesome. Stacy's is the best of the autism or sensory kiddo weighted vests and all that stuff.
swings and mats and
Perfect.
Play-Doh and
Yeah.
floof. All
Floof
kinds
is
of
awesome.
just fun toys to play
then-
with, widgets and etc. That's great.
Yep. And then we've got one from Manative Resources, which is Cheryl Miller's company from here in Florida. They do all your Velcro stuff,
Okay.
that stuff. So we have gift certificates from them as well.
Oh,
So
great.
I will shoot you out an email about that and let you know. You can tell me which one you'd like. But
Okay.
thank you to all of them for helping make this happen and encourage people to get on the show. And I know that's not why you did it, because you probably didn't know.
No, I had no idea.
But that's still awesome that we can thank you with that and thank them for doing it.
Yes.
And so we will be doing one more of the kickoff shows tomorrow.
Tomorrow night.
Okay. Oh, great. Good.
I know we'll have Julie Marzano. We may have Tara Roll, who was going to be on tonight, and I tried to bump her to tomorrow. We'll see if that works. But we'll definitely have Julie, and we'll find somebody else to join us tomorrow night. And we do have one more new template to show you guys tomorrow night.
Great.
So let's see if we have any questions over here. Let me see.
Oh,
We've got Teresa Root saying to add ponytails to make girls. Absolutely. If we usually have girls and boys, but let's say there's a picture that you really needed to give him a ponytail. In the sticker section, there are ponytails. So you can give him a ponytail, right? There you go. So we have ponytails and pigtails. So let's give him pigtails, right? So there you go. There you go.
So pretty.
So so we certainly can turn boys into girls. Thank you for mentioning that, Teresa. And we have Diane says she loves it. I make this for all the teachers. It's like 30 seconds. Yep. Happy to present one week if you need people. All right. So Diane,
Yay.
message us or send an email to support@lessonpix.com and let us know you'd like to be on. I'll be happy to put you on. Right.
Oh, we're definitely looking for
We're
more
always
ideas.
looking for people.
And people get very shy and say, "Oh, I can't. I don't want to."
I don't do anything special. Well, of course you do, right? And we don't have duplicates. We were worried we were going to have duplicates tonight. Do we have any? No. Everybody uses it a little bit different.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, thank you, Becky, for joining us and for sticking around. And
Yeah.
thank you to Joan and Amanda for your time as well. Everybody else, if you have any questions, if you like this, let us know in the comments, and we'll answer any of them there. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.
Bye.